What's up, everybody? Cole Sands here again with your weekly fishing report. It is November 1st, 2021, and the fishing's actually been pretty good lately. I know in my last video I talked about how tough it was, but what's happened in this past week, the water's come all the way down to almost winter pool. It finally stabilized, and the grass bite has really turned on. I guess it was about a week and a half ago that the lake was really changing. The fish were super pressured. There's a lot of tournaments going on. The water was dropping almost a foot a day, and the fish were just, they were shocked, and they just weren't biting really good. But over the past, let's say 5 days, 6 days, the lake stabilized out. A lot of the fish that were spread out in the grass with that water dropping have now congregated into little sections. And besides that, the water temp has dropped significantly. It was about a week and a half ago, the water temp was pushing 70 degrees in a lot of places, and it's dropped to the low 60s, even high 50s in places. And what that has done is it's drove a lot of the shad out of the grass mats and pushed a lot of the bluegill in there, which in turn creates an awesome frog bite. But so what's been working for me? It's kind of, looking at the forecast coming up, it looks like it's going to get pretty cold, and that should mean a couple different things, but we're going to go through everything real quick. So for starters, let's say you go out there tomorrow. It's going to be cold first thing in the morning. I'm going to, for the first couple hours, I'm going to target the edge of grass more than inside the grass. So to do that, I'm going to throw an Alabama rig. It's one of my favorite this time of year. Usually this time of year, I'm throwing an 1/8 ounce head on my Alabama rig. I'll put 3 of those on there and 2 dummy swimmers. And the reason I like that light head is because I'm usually fishing it really shallow around grass. I can keep it up. And I like small swim baits this time of year, like a 3-inch true bass swim bait. It's only about this big. That's really matching the hatch. These fish this time of year are eating little bait for the most part. So I like to start first thing in the morning throwing like an Alabama rig, other good baits. If it's warm enough, you see a little activity. I love a little buzz bait this time of year. Just, buzzing it around the grass edges, it matches that small bait fish profile pretty well. Something else I've talked about in weeks past, a really good bait, a jerkbait. And this bite's going to get better and better as it cools off. And that's that Yo-Zuri 3DB jerkbait, pearl shad color, my go-to. I always have it tied on. Even in the summertime, I was catching a lot of fish on it, but especially now, I'm going to have it tied on. And one bait I haven't talked about much lately, but it's about to be a really good bait, is a small rattle trap. These are little 1/4 ounce Yo-Zuri rattle traps, the rattling vibe. And these are my 2 favorite colors. You got kind of a ghost shad color, very translucent, and then a chrome color. And when I'm choosing which one to go to, if it's a super sunny day, a lot of times I'll go with that chrome. It creates a good flash. But, if that water's super clear, I like that little kind of a translucent color. And these are little bitty baits. These are only about 2 inches long. They match the hatch really, really good this time of year. And that bite's going to really pick up in the upcoming weeks. And I'm doing the same thing with it. I'm going to the back of pockets. I'm looking for grass lines. I'm just kind of ripping it out of grass, matching that bait profile. And that's going to be a really good bait in weeks to come. That topwater bite, like a 3DB pencil popper, a Yo-Zuri pencil, that spook style walk the dog type bait can still be good, especially if you see schooling activity. It can be a great bait. And then another bait that's been working good lately, if it's too thick to throw, let's say a jerk bait or an Alabama rig, I've been dead sticking a shad style bait. And what I'm doing with this, I'm throwing it out there in the grass, I'm kind of working it off, and I'm fishing it super slow, almost like you would a Texas rig, more than a shad style bait. A lot of times with this bait, people are twitching it super fast, but with me lately, I'll twitch it out of the grass and I'll really let it die, kind of slowly pull it back, and that's been getting a lot of bites lately. If you're struggling to catch some fish, that's a good way to still catch them. So those are the baits I'm using on the edge, buzz bait, topwater, jerk bait, Alabama rig, and that's what I'm going to do the first, let's say, half the day, first 3 hours. Then once that sun gets up a little bit on that grass mat, it warms up a little bit, that's when I'm picking up a frog. The frog bite right now has gone off. It's definitely the best it's been all year, and in my opinion anyways. Had a couple trips last week. We were getting 30 blow-ups a day, which is really good. And what I'm doing, I got 2 frogs tied on. I got one kind of a rivet style, top-toed, and with this I'm covering a lot of water. You know, I'll throw this until I find the fish, and then once I find the fish, I'm switching to just a you know, a traditional hollow body frog, one that you can work a lot slower. So, you know, I'm getting them to come up and react. I'll find them, and then once I find a good grass mat, I'm going to switch to this. And typically speaking, this time of year, like I said, it's an afternoon deal with the frog. You got to wait for those grass mats to warm up. But I will tell you, the grass mats this past week that were good, you knew there was fish in them before you ever made a cast. I mean, you'd see them chase bait. You'd hear a bluegill pop. You know, you'd see movement. You could tell where you're going to get a bite. So when you're out there, just be really observant. Keep your head in a swivel and your eyes open. And that's pretty much it, guys. You know, first thing in the morning, hit those grass edges. Wind-blown pockets can be really good. They're very bait-oriented. The fish on the edge of grass are usually eating shad, and the fish in the grass are usually eating bluegill, and that's why you can get away with a little bit bigger bait like a frog. And it's not a bad idea to keep like a punching setup still rigged up. You know, you miss one on a frog, you might want to punch right in there, and sometimes you can get that fish to bite. Even if you won't come up on a frog again, you can get them to commit to that punching rig. And that's just a gambler stinger, 1.25 ounce weight. Been a really good bait this fall for getting big fish to bite. But that's pretty much it, guys. The fishing should stay pretty good the rest of the year. I'm looking forward to it. As it gets colder, your number of bites might go down, but your quality of fish should go up. So I'm really looking forward to it. I still got a few dates available in December if you want to book a trip with me, so just let me know. I'm also booking for 2022, so if you're interested, just message me on Facebook. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all next week. Thanks, guys.